What is the first thing that you're doing when you wake up in the morning? Most of us, we wake up and we recognize that we have a certain mood. Some days we wake up with lots of energy, vitality, ready to jump into the day. Some days we feel a little bit more tired. And there are also those days when we wake up with a really bad mood. And for some of us, this mood, it's gonna set the tone of that day. Yeah. There are also these people that they wake up directly into the to-do mood. They are ready to jump in their to-do list, taking the first task that they have planned for that day. And this is one way of starting our day and creating our life experience and our reality through that. Yeah. But what if we would start our day with the question, who would I like to be today? How would our lives look like then? This is the question that I'm going to talk about in this video and how I'm using this question to change my life experience and my reality. For you who are new to my channel, my name is Cristina. I'm a joy and love coach. I help people to change their life and to build a life from what they love and what they value in their hearts and live it, living from joy. And this video, it's a video in the series of creating a new life that I'm sharing with you from my own journey of changing my life, how I move from the old to the new, how I navigate this space, how I coach and guide myself. If you want to follow my journey, please subscribe to my channel and you will be notified when I post my next video. In my previous video, I was talking about the importance of shifting our identity, of creating a new image of self as a foundation for that change that we want to create in our lives, in our reality. Because the question is, who do I need to be in order to create that life change and in order to sustain it also? Because it's not only about like making it happen, but it's also to be able to live it. Because we may pray and intend and think a lot about like, okay, this is what I want to create in my life, maybe a better financial situation, a better work situation, or to attract that big love of our lives. But the question is, who do I need to be for that which I desire to be part of my life? And this is a very simple tool that I am using with myself to create a new reality for myself. Starting the morning with asking myself the question, who would I like to be today? Creating a new reality, a new experience of myself, and a new version of myself that is going to create a new reality. Neuroscience is telling us that when we think new thoughts, when we believe in new things, and we enforce that in our body with emotion, with feeling, we are creating new pathways in between our brain and our bodies. We're creating a chemical chain response in our bodies that is changing our biology when we are repeating it enough long for that to settle as a pattern. And in the beginning, it may be difficult because it takes a little bit of effort, it takes a little bit of determination to, instead of like going automatically into that old way of thinking and feeling and those emotions that we are used and maybe addicted to just break it and go into a new imagination, thinking new thoughts, deciding for believing in something else, believing something else about ourselves, about life, about others. And to have not only the determination and take the effort to go there, but also the perseverance to repeat it enough so that that becomes a path that it's much easier to access than the old way of thinking. And training it with a simple question like this, who would I like to be today? it's a very, very good way of creating that new experience of ourselves, experience of our life, and at the end, a new reality. And this is how I am using it this is a concrete example from my life. I notice myself becoming insecure when I meet a certain kind of people. And life is very generous. It's bringing them to me one by one so I can deal with the situation and I can evolve into a new experience of myself in relation to this kind of people. Because it is very easy, we've learned in all our lives to focus and to get entangled in relationships by focusing on the other, what they're saying, what they're doing, or the situation itself. But what is essential and important is to go back to ourselves. What is our life experience? What is my life experience? Because this is the only thing that really matters. And this is the only thing that matters because this is the only thing I can change. And here I am in this kind of situation, like noticing my experience, how I'm feeling into this kind of interaction, and with the decision, I'm going to feel different. I want to respond in a different way. I want to feel about myself in a different way. So one of these people that I am going in this kind of interaction with is one of my new friends here in this new place I am living. And what I started to do was to imagine myself behaving differently, responding differently when we are together and she is in a certain way in this relationship. Yeah. So by me imagining it and going into this repetition of imagining myself in a new way of being with her, little by little, I started to notice that when I was living the meeting with her, I was changing from feeling insecure, from feeling sad or feeling little, and sometimes also like pissed off because I was feeling like that, of like feeling better and better off with myself until one day when I came home and I was feeling like relaxed, empowered, good, and joyful. And that was the day when that shift that I was creating through imagination fully landed in the everyday life. And it took its time, took a little bit of life experience, but it happened. And not only that my life experience in the meeting with this woman has changed, but also our reality has changed because our relationship has changed, and it took another level. Yeah. So this is a very simple example of like how we can create a new reality for ourselves, a new experience of ourselves by starting with imagining and shifting our image of self through imagination. Also, I am imagining myself now, and I'm starting to create like this feeling in my body of living in a beautiful place in nature, like this behind me. It may be a little bit weird to have like this picture behind, but to create it for myself and to create this feeling of seeing like nature just outside my window in this way, to be able to go on the grass with my foot when I go out of my house, a little cottage somewhere in a forest, no matter what part of the world or what country, but creating that experience in myself that when I am there in life and something is coming to me or I am going somewhere, I'm going to recognize this and I'm going to create it and attract it to myself. So this is the tool that I'm sharing with you today from creating a new life. And the question is, who would you like to be today? Thank you for listening and see you in the next video.